They got 5, Bomber. What am I missing out
Could
here?
be a late change. I think Hayden Dog and Fox is
not playing.
Looks like Jordan Mulherron has slipped into the left wing spot.
Yeah, that's it.
And Liam Dunn onto the bench.
Isn't that interesting? Geordie Mulherron, he played Northern Division second row. He's played a fullback just here in the reserve grade game, and now he's saddled up for a full A grade game on the wing, on the left wing. Very, very flexible, talented young man. And here we have the kick-off this afternoon here between Muswellbrook Rams and the Denman Devils. And the kick-off goes right down to the goal line, and Tommy Mann takes the ball, charges forward. He's tackled about 12 metres out centre field from his own line. There's big Clive Tafua, and if you don't take him low early, he will run right over the top of you. Good tackle from Bailey Wooden, 22 metres out from his own line. And there's Brandon Walker. Is he in number 14, boys, or have I got the wrong bloke? It's not number 13 as the program. Number 14, Brandon Walker takes it over his own 30. Ball goes down the left-hand side, and as usual, Trent Walker likes to show and go, and if you take your eyes off him, he absolutely explodes through the gap. Brandon Walker again, good tackle from Bailey Wooden, just shy of halfway, centre field. Good tackle from him and Rowan Pottinger there. Last tackle. Big number 9, and that's Sebastian Luis. He puts the ball deep down in the left-hand corner, the town corner, I should say, closest to the Denman CBD. And Bailey Taylor gets the ball, and he shuffles it back about 15 metres out from his own line, 25 in from touch. Jacob Kennedy at dummy half. He's going to scoot from dummy half, goes absolutely nowhere. He's pinged hard by the marker defence, and that was Brandon Walker, who's had a fair season too, Brandon Walker. He's Brady Benkovic, who's in an unfamiliar role, back out into the left centres, takes the ball forward. Then the next take-up is by Bailey Wooden. That little bit of was Nick Martin in our ears, boys.
Yes,
if it comes over the internet there. Last tackle by the Rams. They've shuffled out about 35 metres out centre field. Here's Bailey Ellis, goes down the right-hand side. He puts a deep kick in, and young Andrew Swales is going to take this ball about 25 metres out from his own line. He runs across field. He comes to Benkovic. He gives the ball away to his Dinafalou, the centre. He comes to... who's that? Andrew Pritchard, and Benkovic puts him down just on the 40-metre line there, 5 metres in from touch. Ball goes out to the big fella, number 12, which is Paulo Dinavalu, and he takes the ball, only makes a couple of metres. He's hit well there at the advantage line by Big Rowan Pottinger and Bailey Wooden. Ball goes out to Isaac McCormick. McCormick looking for support. He elects to go himself, and he's tackled centre field right on halfway. Sebastian Luisi gets the ball from dummy half, gets it out wide. Brandon Walker, second man off the ruck there, and he goes forward. He's trying to unload. He does. It's lost ball, and the Rams are in possession, about 25 metres out from their own line. That ball there, I can't see who that guy was, but he's tackled centre field.
Good start so far by them and Banco. Nice and controlled.
Absolutely. They've just that one lost ball there. Big hit there. It was Dylan Thorne, I believe, and he takes it forward. He's tackled about 20 metres out from his own line. Bailey Ellis gets the ball, first receiver, unloads it, short pass to Bailey Wooden. He breaks through Tommy Mann's tackle, and he's hitting a good tackle there by Clive Tafua. Ball goes out to the left-hand side from Jake Hardy. He runs across field, and he gives it onwards to... that was a rough play, the ball. Number 12 was Big Andrew Pritchard. Ball goes choppy. Mackay takes off from dummy half, and he's tackled on the Denman side of halfway, 40 metres out. Ball comes out to the left. Bailey Taylor gets the ball, puts a chip through. It's coming down, rolling down on the ground, and Swales picks it up. Good clean pick up. Benkovic takes him down low. He's tackled about 5 in from touch, 25 metres out from his own line. The winger there, Owen Waitford, he gets the ball, takes off from dummy half, makes about 5 metres. Better completion, Bomber, and that first... kick from Bailey Taylor. They got out of their own end zone there pretty well. I like the look of that.
Yeah, Muswellbrook running into a reasonably stiff breeze here, so it'll be tough work in the first half for Muswellbrook.
Trent Walker goes to the left-hand side. They're just up approaching halfway. And that was Jordan Menzies, I think, with that ball. He just gets tackled shy of halfway. Here's Trent Walker again, sniffs an opening, and he goes forward, and he beats one and just shuffles out of a second, and he's taken 40 metres out from the Rams line, 10 in from touch. Ball goes out to number 3, which is Jordan Menzies, and Menzies puts the ball deep into the Muswellbrook corner, the CBD, Denman CBD corner, and it goes over the... no, it didn't. Get held up in goal, and Bailey Taylor, I thought, didn't know what he was doing there, boys, but he's tackled his own in goal. It was a great kick, so it's a line drop restart for the Rams, and for all money, I thought that was going over the dead ball, boys.
Yeah, it looked like it was, Banko, but yeah, the alarm bells there for Muswellbrook. Denman have put 2 kicks in there, no kick pressure. The first one was fairly well handled by Bailey, but Bailey was hoping that the ball was going to go dead, but with that bruise, I don't think it's too much is going to roll dead.
It was a good effort by Jordan Menzies who put that kick in. I was really impressed with the way Trent Walker, he loves to take that line on, and he does so with a great success. And as I said, you fail to commit to that tackle on Trent Walker and he will bust you up all day. Denman ball off that line drop out, and it goes to the big fella there, Tafua, and I think Clive Tafua spilt that ball in that tackle. And was that Tafua or Polo? He dropped that ball, so it's a Muswellbrook feed. They got off that. Good breathing space for the Rams, 40 metres out from their own line.
They've got some decent field position now, so we can see what we can work our way through this set and get a good kick on the end of it.
Here's Zachy Webb from the scrum base. Gets the pass from Jake Hardy, and Webby takes it up just shy of halfway. Ball goes to Dylan Thorne, and Dylan Thorne swivels out of one. He's met in a good 3-man tackle. Just shy of halfway. Choppy Mackay at dummy half. He looks like he's going to go to the right-hand side, and he does. He gives it to big Potto. Potto breaks through one. He's over halfway, about 42 metres out from the Denman Devils line. Mackay at dummy half. They're all over him like a rash, but here's Mackay. He gives the ball out to Bailey Ellis. Bailey Ellis out the back to Bailey Taylor. Oh, he shuffled it hard, and he got hammered there. And it was a bit of a high shot from Andrew Nichols. The whistle's gone because Nick Martin saw he's ruled that it's high, boys. That was close.
Yeah, it was, but they're going to read Bailey coming out the back all day. They're going to have to do something different to that. Nico's not that
He's not
inexperienced. He's going to read Bailey Taylor coming out the back all day. Bailey Ellis is going to have to play squarer, and sometimes you're going to probably have to go at him.
Couldn't agree with you more there, Bomber. If you're going to put a move on like that, you need to put it on with someone who doesn't know what's going on. And Andrew Nichols, I'm afraid, he certainly doesn't fall into that category. Ball goes off the... here's the second play of this tap. Muswellbrook 15 metres out, 12 metres out from the Denman line. Centre field, Choppy Mackay goes across field, turns it under for Dylan Thorne. And Dylan Thorne, that was Potto, Rowan Pottinger. 5 metres out, straight under the post they are. They're going out to the right, long ball out the back to Bailey Ellis. Short pass on to Adam Bartholomew. And Adam Bartholomew's hitting a fantastic tackle there by Trent Walker, 3 metres out from the line. Long ball out to Bailey Ellis. They're coming down the left-hand side. To Jake Hardy. Andrew Pritchard had mistimed the run. It's the last. They're still 8 metres out. I'd like to see him finish this set a little bit better than they started it. Little ball goes to little dribble kick from Bailey Ellis. Goes to Dinalavaloo, and he picks a ball up on his own 5 metre line, and he makes it up to the halfway line. Wasn't the greatest of kicks, and Dinalavu, and he has collected that and putting Denman in a great field position now. They're over halfway. Good effort there, boys. Not a great kick, Bomber.
Nah, Bailey's run from the right side to jump on the left. I think probably if he had it all over again, let Jakey Hardy run his left side and run the footy, or let Jake just take the tackle. But it's given them some good field position now. They're 40 out on the attack, throwing the ball around. Down that left-hand side here must look crowded. There was about 5 people in the space of 10 metres there, so I don't know what other options there was, but I think you're right what he said. Maybe Jake Hardy should have just overcalled him, and like I said earlier, Bomber, and is it go?
Yeah, take that ball and finish it in the corner.
Just had an interception here by Zachy Webb.
Yeah, a loose pass was jumped on by Webby there, so Muswellbrook got possession back, and they're right on the halfway line. Jacob Kennedy beats one. He goes down to the right-hand side of the field, and he's tackled right on the 40-metre line, about 5 in from touch. Bailey Ellis goes to dummy half, long pass out to Adam Bartholomew. Bartholomew's hitting a really good tackle there, 35 metres out from the Denman Devils line. Choppy Mackay, dummy half, short pass to Bailey Wooden. He charges out the defence. What a great tackle by Brandon Walker, straight around the legs with Tommy Mann over the top. Ball comes down the left-hand side again. Jake Hardy, need early ball. Short pass to Andrew Pritchard. That was abysmal. And now...
6 offside.
For mine, Bomber, I know they were offside and Nick Martin's blown the penalty against Denman, but that was too bad to be given a reward there.
Yeah, what we've got here, I think Muswellbrook, they're playing for a play instead of playing the moment, and it's been happening for the last 3 or 4 weeks. They're not just playing the moment, they're playing a settler for a block play, a block for a block.
Okay, they're going out to the right here from that penalty, and Zachy Webb gets the ball. He's only got to dive over, reach out. 1 metre out, Zach Webb, at about 20 metres in from touch. Long ball goes. Zacchio, he goes himself, chopping Mackay. I think he's got it down, boys. Trent! He has, and Trent Walker's not happy. Gives him a bit of what to after that. Jams his face into the grass, and I think that's Nick Martin in the background more or less said, righto, I'm not happy about that. That's very frustrating. And Gizo will let off there. Someone's still mouthing off to Trent Walker. And he's not happy.
You're just blocking that bike line there, mate.
The Muswellbrook is scored by Jason Mackay.
4-0 to the Rams here after 10 minutes of play.
Yeah, that was probably a direct result. Just a little bit of eyes up footy there, Benko.
He's going to talk here. We'll try and grab him.
Benko, you're just blocking the line of sight there, mate. Sorry.
What am I blocking?
The line of sight, apparently.
You sound like we're on the fairways at Augusta. Fair dinkum.
You're right, mate.
Yeah, Chop just eyes up. As I said, we're still playing for that big play instead of just playing in the moment, and that's exactly what Chop did. He could sight an opening there, and obviously Trent thought it was not a try, and something's been said, but yeah, it's a bit of a reward there for Muswellbrook, but it came on the back of a very lucky 10 metre penalty.
There's more to it than luck, Bomber. I'm a big believer you don't reward garbage, and I'm sorry, but that pass to Andrew Pritchard, you can say that Pritchard should have been expecting it at all times, but the guy with the ball probably shouldn't have thrown it for mine.
Dear.
And he's missed that kick too against the Breeze, and it's 4-0 here after 11 minutes of play. They were lucky, the Rams, then, no question.
Yeah, interesting to see how that comes out of this set. The Denman body language is not real good. They certainly wouldn't want to be coughing up some cheap ball for Denman in this set of 6. It'd be very wise for Muswellbrook to just get out of their own half with a minimal of fuss.
Isaac McCormick to kick off here.
Yeah, restart a play to go to young Isaac, and he puts it deep down into the left-hand side, the CBD side.
No.
Oh, goodness me.
Dear.
Goes to Bailey Ellis, and poor old Bailey has the ball swirled just before he got it on his own goal line, and went through his hands over the dead ball line. So the pressure's back on the Rams here. They're going to get a set of 7. Is it 6 or 7, Bomber? I think it's 7. 7, yes. From the line goal.
Not what you want after scoring a try. You want to complete a decent set of 6. This is going to put the pressure right on, especially with a fired-up Trent Walker.
Well, as I said earlier, Trent is the go-forward guy for the Denman Devils, and when he decides to run and he puts his mind to it, I don't think there's many more dangerous attacking players in the group than Trent Walker. And I'm doing fair dinkum there. I love the way he plays the game. Here's Bailey Taylor with the line drop restart, and it goes straight down the hands of Isaac McCormick, and he gives it on to Clive Tafua, and Tafua's hit about 30 metres out from the Rams line. A good tackle there by Bartholomew. Pritchard. Ball goes on to Dinavalu.
Dinavalu, yeah.
Dinavalu.
Some may say dinner for 2.
Yes. And he's tackled 20 metres out. He's Isaac McCormick, short pass down to the left-hand side. It goes on to his Dinavalu, the centre. And what's happened there, boys? The Devils have knocked it on right out here on the sideline there. I'm a little bit unsighted by the crowd.
Paul's tried a bit of a backhand flick, and the wingers dropped it. But yeah, warning shot there to Muswellbrook. They survived that error from the kick-off. Once again, they'll try and work their way off their own half, which have really had enormous amounts of difficulty in the last 2 or 3 weeks doing.
This is what we spoke about at the start of the match, Bomber. A little bit of complacency comes into the game. We can call it complacency, but it's just a little bit of, should we say concentration, mate? Because realistically, they should be better than that, the Rams.
Yeah, well, it's 3 or 4 blokes. It's their job to do it, so you can't blame everybody. It's the 3 or 4 boys it's their job in the game of rugby leagues to cart it off their own line, and Potto's doing his job at the moment, so we'll just see how the rest of the boys go. Here's
Dylan Thorne on the third, and he's hitting a massive tackle there, about 25 metres out centre field. What a great tackle. Sebastian Luisi was in there, was he? And Clive Tafua. Here's Zachy Webb takes off, and Tommy Mann gets him by one leg, and Sebastian Luisi finishes him off. Bailey Ellis, not the greatest of kicks, but it dribbles down to the Denman 20 on the last, and here's Swales. Swales comes to Bailey Ellis and Bailey Taylor, and they both put him down 35 metres out from the Denman line. Trent Walker at dummy half now. He's going to give the ball to Pickerskill, and big Tommy Pickerskill, he goes forward. That's his first touch of the game, I think, Tommy, and he's tackled just over the 40-metre line by Bailey Taylor and also Rowie Pottinger. He's the... is that Jordan Menzies, boys? I think that's Jordan Menzies. He goes from dummy half and gets up over halfway. There's a Muswellbrook player left down in the ruck. He's up now. He's good. There's Brandon Walker. Full running Brandon Walker.
He's had a big first open.
He really goes well when he's on the back end of his brother's ball movement there. He's the Devils. They work the ball down the blind side, the short side, and they're only about 25 metres out from the Rams line, 2 in from touch. Here's Trent Walker. Long flop pass out the back to Sebastian Luisi, and Luisi puts a big kick up. He lets it bounce, and all the Denman boy has to do is dive on it, has it? No, it's over the dead ball line. Very, very lucky indeed there, boys.
Yeah, it went up high, and I think Jordan Mulherron's just misjudged where it was coming to, and he's let it bounce. Unfortunately for Jordan, it's rolled dead. So, yeah, Luisi looks like he's got a fair boot on him. See how again, Muswellbrook, if we could only make it to about the 45, 50 metre line.
It was interesting, Bomber, that Trent Walker give the kicking duties to Sebastian.
Yeah, so it'll be interesting to see how we go. Bailey Wooden and Rowan Pottinger are working hard to get off the line here. Webby's been enormous out of dummy half, as he is every week.
2 runs from that 20-metre tap restart, one by Bengovic, the other one from Zachy Webb. Good runs indeed. Bailey Wooden gives a short pass on to Rowan Pottinger, and he was absolutely body slammed by Andrew Nichols.
I think he's got the support players been taken out. Or a late tackle on the passer.
Okay.
He's ruled that.
Yeah.
And he signals, here we go.
Well, I tell you now, Rowan knows he's been hit. And,
no. What it was late contact after the kicker. So that is my limit.
After the kicker.
That's not going to happen again. So I'm showing you now that that's my limit. We're not going to go past that. Thank you.
Who was the kicker, boys?
No, I think he must have... He's had a typo. I think he should have meant a late hit on the passer.
I think, yeah, what happened was the ball went to Bailey Wooden, and Bailey Wooden give a short pass to Rowan Pottinger, and someone had belted Bailey Wooden, and Nick Martin saw that and blew the whistle accordingly. So here we go. The tap restart. Second play went from Bailey Ellis, and it's gone on to Bailey Wooden now. Zach Webb took the first one up, and they're about 38 metres out centre field from the Denman line. Choppy Mackay goes from dummy half, and he races across field, and he turns it under for Dylan Thorne, who gets to the 30. Ball goes out. Choppy Mackay shows one way, shows the other, sweeping out the back play to Bailey Taylor, who gives a short ball on to Zach Webb, and he's monstered in a great tackle from Tommy Pickerskill. Ball comes out at the left-hand side from Bailey Ellis onto Rowan Pottinger. He's tackled 15 metres out centre field. Plenty of options. It's the last. Choppy Mackay gets the ball onto Jake Hardy. Jake Hardy goes himself. He's looking for support, and he's ripped out. That could be play on, boys. If Geordie Mulholland is 6 to go. Geordie Mulholland gets the ball. Mulherron gets the ball, and he's trying to be dragged over the sideline. Benkovic helps him stay in touch. It's a 6 to go for the Rams, and Rams get the ball. They go wide out to Jake Hardy onto Jordan Mulherron, who stands and offloads to Bailey Wooden. Bailey Wooden comes to Andrew Nichols, and it's raked out.
No, he's going against there.
That's a loose carry. He's virtually caught a loose carry on Bailey Wooden, boys. I don't know how a loose carry is going to get projected towards the Denman post as quick as it did without a hand being in there.
Yeah, for mine, Benko, we're just playing a little bit too east-west here at the moment. It's evident standing up here in an elevated position. There's no ad line, there's no ruck speed, and when there's no ruck speed, we're trying to go to an edge that the space isn't there yet.
Okay, Denman have got the ball from a scrum feed, and Trent Walker gets the ball onto Dinafalou at the number 4, and he takes the ball out. About 11 metres out from his own line, 20 in from touch. Trent Walker gives it to brother. No, he dummies and goes himself from dummy half. He's running across early, picks up the big fella, Paulo. And Paulo gets the ball, the big second row, and he takes it. He's still got players hanging off him. He still hasn't been put to the ground, the big fella. Great effort, good run. That's exactly what you need on your own red zone here. Ball goes out to Paula Dinavalu, and he takes the ball forward. Good tackle there by Jake Hardy and Choppy Mackay, 32 metres out from his own line. Here's Clive Tafua, and Tafua takes the ball forward. Beats 1, beats 2. He's over the halfway line. Great run from the big fella, the big front rower. Ball goes Sebastian Luisi. He gets the ball onto Andrew Swales. Andrew Swales gives it onto Paula Dinavalu, and he throws an absolute shocker to his winger, which is Owen Waitford, and it goes over the sideline.
That's the second time it's gone down that side to Paula Dinavalu with a no-look pass that's caused an error. And look, they've just got to keep the ball in hand at the moment, Denman. They're playing some really good football.
Yeah, they're causing Muswellbrook a bit of trouble in defence. They've poked their nose through, the offloads, Walker running himself, and Nico hadn't had a lot of ball yet, so if they give Nico a bit of ball in some good field position, but Muswellbrook again, what are they, 10 inside their own half here with a scrum feed.
There's 21 minutes to go in this first half here, and it's 4-0 on the MRS scoreboard. And here we go. Muswellbrook, they're still in their own territory. Ball goes out to Adam Bartholomew, who runs centre field. Andrew Nichols is looking for a one-on-one strip, and he does. Nico is an absolute legend at that, and he takes that straight off Adam Bartholomew. And now the Denman boys, that was only the first, I think, from the Muswellbrook Rams, and they've lost possession, and Denman are in possession now, 40 metres out, 30 metres out, I should say. Ball goes to Tommy Mann. He hits that left-hand side, and he runs in the arms of Bailey Ellis. 20 out from the Rams line. 15 out, I should say. Trent Walker at dummy half gives it to brother Brandon. Brandon charges at the line. He's hitting a good tackle by Dylan Thorne. Only a few metres out from the Muswellbrook line. A try here would be unbelievable for the Devils. Isaac McCormick, long ball. That should be 6 to go. It came off a Muswellbrook hand. Ball goes out to Dinavalu. Did he see that, Nick Martin, boys?
Yeah, he's got. Don't
know if he saw that little. I'm sure that pass was touched. And Jason Hovey's on, boys. Bailey Wooden is off the field. So Jason Hovey's on, and he looks like he's got a leg issue as well. Here's Isaac McCormick, and Isaac McCormick runs across field, and he's hitting a good tackle, but he climbs over the top of Adam Bartholomew.
It's a one-on-one strip.
That's a one-on-one strip, is it? No, he's saying there was 2 there because Adam Bartholomew hit him first.
Yeah, well, that's the NRL rule now. Is if you slip off the tackle, it's fair game, but I don't know whether the CRL rolls with the same ruling.
Oh, that would have been a bit too touch and go to call that one.
Brandon Walker, boys, gets the ball off his brother Trent, and they're 10 metres out from the Rams line, centre field. Tafua gets the long ball out to the Denman boys, and again that ball comes out of that right-hand side, and it's Denman are unable to capitalise on that. Really sloppy play here in the last few minutes, fellas.
Yeah, I think Denman's poor execution is keeping Muswellbrook in the game. Muswellbrook leading 4-0, but Denman have had field position for the last 15 minutes, I suppose you'd say, and they're looking dangerous. If they go for a try here, Muswellbrook will just have to be looking over their shoulder a bit more.
Well, we spoke about it in the pre-game show. I said to you, Andrew Nichols is one of the best one-on-one steals I've ever seen. He does it nearly 4 times a match most games.
He's on par with Terry Lamb. The thing about it is, boys, that Andrew Nichols is reading the game out here too well. And if it was me, maybe just entertain this right-hand side of the field a little bit better, because Nico is certainly reading those block plays. He's reading the out-the-back sweeper play, and he's just knocking Muswellbrook down every time they put on an attacking rate. The Rams have got the ball here now. Goes through 2 sets of hands before it comes to Dylan Thorne. He's tackled 30 metres out. He unloads to Choppy Mackay. On to Jake Hardy. Jake Hardy gives the ball out to Pritchard, who's hanging out wide here. He's tackled 35 out, 10 in from touch from his own line. Choppy Mackay with the ball from dummy half. Gives a long pass out there to Jake Hardy. Jake Hardy looking for runners. It looks a bit pedestrian for mine right now. Gives it on to Dylan Thorne. He's tackled there well by the hooker Sebastian Luisi from Denman, and also big Isaac McCormick. Ball goes out the back to Bailey Ellis. What is he going to do? He puts a kick down there against the breeze. It bounces out around the 20-metre mark of centre field, and young Swales gets the ball, the fullback for Denman. He takes it forward over his own 30, centre field. Good tackle from Bailey Ellis and Bailey Taylor, the 2 youngsters involved there in that defensive play. He's I can't see who the number that is. I think that's young Owen Waitford, is it, boys?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, it is. He takes from dummy half. Ball comes down the right-hand side, and as always, Brandon Walker's first man there to take the heat off the forwards. He is a forward himself, but he's never, ever shy of a hit-up. He goes forward and gives Andrew Pritchard a bit of lip as he gets up to play that ball. Goes out to Andrew Nichols. He unloads just over halfway to Trent Walker. Trent Walker, a sloppy play, and it goes forward. And another lost ball, incomplete set by the Denman Devils. Well, Bomber, Reggie, Muswellbrook will be very happy with this Denman incompletion. They're letting them off the hook.
Yeah, most definitely. Bomber, just sorry I'm cutting there. That came from the play before, and if you remember last time Muswellbrook and Denman played, it was Pritchard that got in Brendan Walker's ear and he ended up with 10 in the bin. They both went at each other. Remember, we were watching it. It's happening again today, so Brendan, if you can get talk Brendan off his game a little bit, Pritchard, getting that niggle, it could create some gaps out here.
Well, it's 4-0 here on the MRS scoreboard, and to the Muswellbrook Rams. There's just under 16 minutes to go in this match, and the Rams and the Devils, it's been very sloppy indeed. They come down this right-hand side. Now Bailey Taylor tries to scoot through a little gap there, and it's opened up, but it's shut down very well there by Andrew Swales. They're 30 metres out, the Rams, from the line. Andrew Pritchard gets the ball from dummy half and runs straight into the welcome arms of Isaac McCormack. And here they go, 22 metres out. Dylan Thorne gets the ball from dummy half, runs forward. He's carrying 3 players with him. Good run, centre field. They're about 12 metres out. Options both left and right. Here they come to the left-hand side of the field. Onto Jake Hardy. Early ball to Andrew Pritchard. He goes through the gap and scores. Well done. They've finally found the gap. The Rams have a little bit more depth and width there, Bomber. And unfortunately for Isaac McCormack, Andrew Pritchard ran straight through him. Like a cyclone through an open gauze door.
Yeah, nice play there by Jake Hart. He didn't bite into the line, but he just got there enough, got close enough to the line to commit a defender, and Pritchard's just run a nice line to score. Once again, I'm just a bit concerned with Muswellbrook's lack of push with the football. If Chop does jump out of the 9 spot, he's going to have to do it all himself. We're just waiting for that big play. We're waiting for that next play, and it's not going to be there all the time. But this is an important set from the kick-off. The last one we let go dead and probably had to defend then for another 15 minutes. So 8-0 with 14 to go in the first half.
Yeah, and Andrew Pritchard is coming off the field after that try. Bailey Wooden's coming back on. And they seem to have a little bit more room to move there, Bomber, on that play down this left-hand side. They had options both left and right, centre field. They're only 15 metres out, and it was the timing of the pass, and Andrew Pritchard's running straight through that gap, and I don't think even poor old Isaac McCormack had an opportunity to call tipped. Here's Bailey Taylor now, 15 metres out, about 15 in from touch, grandstand side, trying to convert that try. And he doesn't. Wind blows it out. He's absolutely sliced that. Looked like one of my 3 irons, fair dinkum.
I think defensively, I think Denman's right edge is probably a little bit weaker than their left edge, so Muswellbrook got to identify that. And I think Jake Hardy, just the try they scored then, Jake's probably going to come at this side a little bit more often now. Without Denman's left edge, you've obviously got Trent Walker and Andrew Nichols on there, some experience, and this right edge we've got Maxi Grecian on now, and there's all different sorts of players playing out of position on the right side.
Bomber, would I be wrong to say that the body language Denman just walking back to halfway? If Muswellbrook can put on a couple of really good consecutive quality sets in attack, Denman are there for the taking, mate, if they fair dinkum about this, the Rams.
Yeah, it's certainly on Banco if we can just get up the other end of the field. We've only been up there 2 or 3 times, and we've come away with a couple of tries.
From the kick-off, the second play is gone to Bailey Wooden. He's tackled about 22 metres out from his own line. Ball goes down this left-hand side again. Dylan Thorne takes the ball first, receiver. Good tackle there too by Dinavalu. Ball comes down the left-hand side again to Jake Hardy. Out the back to Bailey Taylor. Bailey Taylor throws an absolute haymaker ball out over the sideline, bypassed 2 players, and now again we've given Denman cheap possession, only 32 metres out from the Rams line.
Yeah, probably the less said about that the better, Banco. We just, once again, we've opened the door for Denman. 12 minutes to go. I think we've given them 10 opportunities. Sooner or later they'll put a try on them and the game will be back on.
Well, the thing is, Bomber, this is how the games have gone this season so far in these Muswellbrook-Denman clashes. Denman have been there for the taking, and unfortunately for the Rams, they have just failed to finish off their set. Here's from the scrum base. Trent Walker gets the ball. He's tackled, and there's a penalty for a indiscretion there, all over him in the ruck, and Denman have got another set of 6 here, directly in front, 30 metres out from the Rams line. Quick tap there, and it goes to Brandon Walker, and he charges at the Muswellbrook defence, and he's hit well, and a good tackle from Choppy Mackay and Bailey Wooden, centre field. Ball goes out to Clive Tafua, and Tafua runs at the line. He's hit about 8 metres out from the Rams line. Dylan Thorne amongst the tacklers there. Pressure on the Rams right now. Ball goes wide, Isaac McCormick. He dummies, goes himself. Gets tackled right underneath the post, 10 metres out. Sebastian Luisi from dummy half out to Trent Walker. Trent Walker onto Tommy Mann. Tommy Mann comes to Bailey Ellis. They've got to get off the advantage line of defence, the Rams. He's tackled about 5 metres out, 10 in from touch. Ball goes down the blind hand side. Trent Walker goes himself. He's over. Smart play from Trent Walker. They've made Muswellbrook pay very, very costly loss of possession up here on their own 40-metre line. And Trent Walker darts off from dummy half. Finds a couple of lazy defenders there on the short side bomber, and it's 8 points to 4 with a kick to come on the MRS scoreboard.
Yeah, Trent's going to do that 99% of the time. He plays that short side as good as anyone in the group, and it just became a strength contest there, close to the line. He scored. But as I said previous, Muswellbrook have just keeping on giving Denman opportunities to get down the other end by silly mistakes. And I know they've run into a stiff breeze, Muswellbrook, but we tend to we're fascinated with going to an edge to open up something instead of just getting down the other end. The Denman side haven't got anything to play for, so field position should be paramount. We should be pumping them in the corners, getting down, doing your defensive work, giving 0 penalties away, but we haven't given too many penalties away. We've just given cheap possession by drop ball, poor pass, anyone, penalty, whatever you want to do. But yeah, it's disappointing because Muswellbrook's trying to set up for a semi-final series and playing against a side who's got no hope of making the semis. And there's patches in this game here. You think Denman were the side that was going to play in the semis in 2 weeks.
Well, boys, I've got to tell you, Muswellbrook would be in a hell of a lot of trouble if Denman had the execution that Muswellbrook does. Like you said, that's all it's coming down to, their execution. That was a great kick from the sideline from Andrew Nichols. Takes the score to 8 points to 6 on the MRS scoreboard. Like I said, if they had that execution, Muswellbrook, we've had 2 nearly try opportunities down here in the southwestern corner, whereas it's gone over the sideline.
Yeah, it's baffling at times, really baffling at times to find the answer to Muswellbrook's attacking raids. Anyway, here we go with the kick-off. Restart, Bailey Taylor puts the ball down centre field. It rolls down to about 10 metres out from the Denman line, and Tommy Mann gets the ball off young Swales. Goes straight under a high shot from Zach Webb, and he's going to pay the penalty for that, and that is another piggyback penalty out of there with a... I'm going to call it for what it was. He had all day to take him around the legs, seriously, and unfortunately the shoulders and head was the first point of contact. And that's on report. It's on report too.
I don't know, technically, we've discussed this during the week. They're going to review it, but I don't think they have to put the signal up for that's on report. I'm not too sure. I'll have to get some clarification from Shane Hayne on that.
Mind-blowing. Great kick from the Denman boys too. They're going to get the ball right on halfway, and Brandon Walker charges at the line. He goes through Adam Bartholomew like a hot knife through butter, and then another penalty there with Bailey Taylor and Bailey Ellis holding him down there in the play the ball. So with the aid of a couple of penalties and a fantastic run from Brandon Walker there, the Denman boys are going to find themselves roughly 20 metres out from the Rams line off this restart. Can you believe it?
They're going to put a physical challenge here to Muswellbrook. Denman will. They've got Nico, Trent Walker, Brandon Walker.
Brandon Walker, I think, is coming off, boys, and young Nathan Barry is on the field for him.
The big fella's coming on, number 20. Don't know who he is. He's a massive human, but
Jakey Gertman.
I'll go for a walk and find out.
I think it's the boy Gertman, Jakey Gertman. Okay, the Denman Devils got the ball 10 out, 10 in from touch. The pressure is right on. Desperate times for the Rams. He gets the ball to Andrew Nichols and he charges towards the goalpost, and he's tackled there. And 4-man tackle, only a couple of metres out from the Rams line. Sebastian Luisi at dummy half shows it unders, gives it to number 10 to Clive Tafura, I should say, and he's tackled another metre out. Ball goes from dummy half out to Trent Walker. Trent Walker comes to Bailey Ellis and Zachy Webb, and he's tackled about 5 metres out, 10 in from touch. Ball comes out here to number 9, Sebastian Luisi. Sebastian Luisi gives it to Jordan Menzies. Go to the winger who's unmarked. Jacob Kenny had come in too far, and Tommy Pickersgill has scored in the corner. And on the MRS scoreboard, it is 8-all here at Denman Oval.
10 it would be.
Oh, 10, yes, sorry, 10-8. They haven't put that 2 points up from that conversion. So on the MRS scoreboard, Denman have hit the lead, 10 points to 8 here, with under 6 minutes to go in this first half. And let me tell you, Bomber, I think Troy Hilda's head is going very red here. He would not be happy indeed.
No, Denman are just challenging them physically, running harder, tackling harder, getting rewarded for their runs with penalties or quick play the balls, and they've got enough people on the field there that'll ice the half gap or the good quick play of the ball. A nice try down the short side, down the sideline, but yeah, once again, Troy would be extremely disappointed in this. It's
Trent Walker's
everything to play for.
Bomber. Trent Walker right now is outplaying them. He's just, he's been a smarter footballer. Just going through the sets and doing the simple things first. Better. And right now the Rams are just all over the shop. Andrew Nichols is going to have this attempt at conversion to take the score to 12-8. He's about 2 metres in from touch, and he's about, let's say, 25 metres out. Right over there as far as you can go. Well, young Tommy Pickersgill went over untouched. Trent Walker give the ball out there. Beautiful run. And just, he saw the gap out there. He saw some lazy defenders. I think Muswellbrook have been struggling to get to the advantage line to take Denman head on to start with, Bomber.
Yeah, basically speaking, I think Denman have had to use any petrol to get out of their own half. You could count on one hand how many times they've had to ruck it out for their own line. Either poor kicks or we've handed it over to them on about the 40 or 50 metre line. So they're paying for it now, and Nico's put her over. Nice kick.
That was literally on the sideline.
Sensational stuff from Andrew Nichols there. It's 12 points to 8 on the MRS scoreboard. And, well, if Muswellbrook thought they were going to come out here and get an easy 2 points today, well, they need to really regroup at half-time here, because this has been an ordinary first 40 minutes. It's just under 4 minutes to go right now, and Muswellbrook will need to regroup big time. Ball goes on to Sebastian Luisi. Sebastian Luisi gets the ball and he takes it over to, I think that's Jordan Menzies, who...
big 4 minutes here, Banco. If they can go in at 12-8, that's probably indicative of the game. But any more points could be danger signs.
Couldn't agree with you more. Jakey Gertman takes the ball up. He actually played AFL yesterday down at Warners Bay, believe it or not. So he's back up here for Denman having a run. What a good run from Andrew Nichols there. Ball goes out now to Tafua, and Tafua runs sideways, and he gets through one, he gets through another, and he races over halfway to the 40 metres out from the Rams line. There's going to be a penalty here if Jason Havey doesn't get off him. Sebastian Luisi goes from dummy half. He puts a kick through. It stops in its tracks, and Bailey Taylor will get the ball. He comes to Andrew Swales, and Swales puts him down with the assistance of Dinavalou there, 10 metres out from his own line. Ball goes out to Brady Bankovic, and Isaac McCormick comes in hard and tries a big one hit. He bounces out of that and straight into the arms of Dinavalou. Ball goes on to Zach Webb, and Zach Webb takes the ball forward. Good run there by the back three. Ball goes again now to Bailey Wooden, and Wooden takes the ball sideways but forward. He's tackled about 25 metres out centre field from his own line. Ball goes down the right-hand side from Choppy Mackay onto Ramon Jackson. Steps out of one, which is Jakey Gertman, but he's tackled by Jordan Menzies. They've got a good right-hand side movement here. Goes to Bailey Ellis, and he puts the ball deep into the...
Poor chase, Banko. Poor chase.
Well, Bailey Ellis is the only one. He's the only one following his own kick through, but Choppy Mackay comes through. Andrew Swales gets the ball. He takes it to his own 20-metre line with the help of Choppy Mackay. Here's Tommy Pickersgill goes forward. He's hitting a good tackle from Ramon Jackson, 25 metres out from his own line. They need a big set of defence here by the Rams to try and put some pressure and force a mistake here with under 2 minutes to go in this first half. Denman with the possession. They take the ball, and they've got the ball about 35 out from their own line. Goes forward, and I think that's Ramon Jackson again. He takes it, good tackle there. That was Sebastian Luisi. Trent Walker goes from dummy half, shows it one way, goes through Choppy Mackay. He's up over halfway, he's up over the 40. It's the last good run from Trent Walker. Plenty of pressure on the Rams defence, and on the last, Nick Martin has found a penalty against the Rams for holding Trent Walker down. So there's the smart play by Trent Walker, boys. He knows exactly what he's doing, Trent Walker.
Yeah, he's given him a clinic there today, Banko, on that left side or our right edge. He's everywhere, Trent. He's sensed that Muswellbrook aren't as strong as they used to be in the last couple of years, and he's having a field day out there.
Goodness, and Andrew Nichols has got that ball off the tap, and he's rolled straight over the top of Jacob Kennedy. Trent Walker goes down the blind inside to Sebastian Luisi. They're only a matter of millimetres out from the Rams line. 10 in from touch, short ball to Andrew Nichols, knows it, goes out the back to Sebastian Luisi. He gets the ball, runs across field looking for support. He gets the ball onto Andrew Swales. Andrew Swales goes sideways onto Dinavalou. He goes over the top of Benkovic. I think he's copped a knee to the head, but Benkovic's down. The ball pops up from there on the ground, and they're trying to work him over the sideline. It's the last. Nick Martin, no, he's called
time
out.
off for Benko's head clash. Well, not a head clash.
Young Paula, he went Dinavalou. He went straight over the top of Brady Benkovic, and I'd say he's copped a wandering knee as he's gone over the top of him. He did stop him, but
had him in two lines though, didn't he? Dinavalou, he had that little bit of a jig, and Benko's just slipped.
He slipped down and he went straight over the top of him, so he might have copped a stray knee to the head. Heath Collins is sending him back into the line of action, so I don't know what it...
Could be the last tackle, I think. Benko, is it?
Yep, it's the last.
Yep.
It is the last, so here we go. Andrew Swales is going to play the ball 5 metres out from the Rams line. Long ball goes out to Tafua, and Tafua gets the ball. He can't unload it. I don't know if they knew that was the last. That was the last.
That was the last.
No, I think he put his hand up calling time out. My apologies. Okay. Ball goes out the back to Trent Walker. Long pass out to Isaac McCormick. McCormick goes to Jordan Menzies. Unmarked. Andrew Nichols over the side into the corner to score another great try for the Denman Devils to take it to 16 points to 8 with under 1 minute to go in this first half. The Rams are on the...
the
siren's gone for half time there, boys. That clock stops at the 2 minute mark. My apologies, but the Rams are on the rack here. They're going to go into a half time break, possibly 18 points to 8 down if Andrew Nichols can convert this try. It has been a very unhappy first 40 minutes for the Rams.
Yeah, well, it's interesting. So, as Denman are running with a decent breeze, whether it's a 10 or 12 point breeze, as I mentioned earlier, Denman haven't had to chew any petrol up there. They're getting out of their half reasonably easy. The kicks aren't going long from Muswellbrook because of the breeze, and when Muswellbrook do come off their own line, they're coming up with a silly error, or they're trying to shift somewhere where there's no space. And Denman are a good side here. They've got a potent left edge. Walker and Nichols, they'll come down that side all game for the rest of the game, and if Muswellbrook don't aim up defensively, and that was a problem there, they caught them for numbers. I don't know why Muswellbrook were caught short there for numbers. It was a complete stoppage when Benkovic was down, so it's not like they'd poked their nose through and got caught with short numbers. So it'll be interesting to see what Troy has to say at half time, but I think they're in massive trouble.
Bomber, how happy would Singleton be right now?
I was about to touch on that in our half-time talk, Benko, but let me tell you right now, I said before the game that Denman were going to come out here to try and disrupt a Muswellbrook party, and Muswellbrook players walked past in front of us, very jovial, very joking around, seemed a bit complacent, and I think it's flowed on into the game. And you look at the Denman side, they've got nothing to lose. They're throwing everything they can. Their execution has been pouring off, and I said if they had the execution that Muswellbrook had, we wouldn't even be looking at the scoreboard what we are now. As Andrew Nichols, he's missed his third kick, but that takes us to 16 points to 8 on the MRS scoreboard. We'll take a quick break for half-time.
Come up with the result.
Here's the kick-off, and it's a high kick-off, and I'll tell you what, Bailey Wooden has some pressure on him, and he does take it on the full, right on his own 30-metre line. That was a great kick-off by Isaac McCormick. Certainly put the pressure on the Muswellbrook boys, and straight away, referee Nick Martin has found a penalty there for being offside to the Denman team, and Bailey Ellis puts that out. A wonky kick at first touch as it is, but it's still found touch. So here's Zach Webb. Zach Webb takes the ball, takes it forward. He comes into the waiting arms of Andrew Nichols. He unloads to Choppy Mackay, and Choppy Mackay is monstered by Nichols and Trent Walker. Just over halfway, ball goes to Bailey Ellis, short pass to Bailey Wooden. I've seen Ramon Jackson running there as well, so that I'm glad they knew who was getting it. Choppy Mackay gets the ball 40 metres out from the Denman line. He shows it under, straight back into the ruck. They run with Ramon Jackson. He's hitting a good tackle by Clive Tafua. They're about 30 out now. They come down the right-hand side. Bailey Ellis takes the ball, sweeping play out the back to Bailey Taylor. He gets through one, but he doesn't get through the other waiting arms of Trent Walker. And they're tackled 15 metres out from the Denman line. Choppy Mackay, long ball out to Bailey Ellis. Equally long ball out to Dylan Thorne, who charges forward at the line, pushes off one, pushes off another, and he's tackled only a matter of millimetres out from the line. Ball goes to Jake Hardy. Jake Hardy puts a little kick through. Is anyone going to dive on it? No, it's gone over the dead ball line.
By Muswellbrook.
By Muswellbrook, so it's a 7-tackle set.
No, over by Denman. He's reeling a line dropout.
Oh, right, yeah.
Good eyes, Reggie.
That was better footy by Muswellbrook. They looked a lot more enthusiastic with the footy. Now they've got a chance with a back-to-back set here. See what they can come out with when they're going to put some pressure on Denman. Go through their sets. They just can't panic. It's a 40-minute second half, not 5 minutes. So big pressure here on Denman if Muswellbrook can maintain the ball.
Yeah, they're waiting for the ball at the moment. So, look, Bomber, it's going to. How many points do you see in this wind? You said there's 12-point wind. Do you think that this wind is going to play an advantage for Muswellbrook in this second half, as much in the points ways?
Oh, I don't know about points, but it's certainly more comfortable running with it than against it.
That's fine, boys, but use it to their advantage. Don't put the ball over the dead ball line, for goodness sake. Just dribble it in there or finish it in the corner, for goodness sake. Here's Muswellbrook off the line drop restart, and they're 15, 20 metres out from the Tigers line. Ball goes to Ellis, onto Bartholomew, and Bartholomew tips it onto Bailey Wood, and he's tackled only 10 metres out from the Denman line. New to try here. Jake Hardy gets the ball on the left-hand side. Shows on a Dylan Thorne's quick pass into Bailey Taylor, who scores underneath the post for the Rams. A good hit back early in the second half. MRS scoreboard 16 points to 12 with a kick to come directly in front.
Yep. No coincidence. It's the first time Muswellbrook have got a back-to-back set. Score easily. Dylan's just cut back against the grain and picked up Bailey Taylor through the middle, and the Denman middle third were sort of asleep. Haven't been under enormous amounts of pressure, so disappointing there for Steve Waitford. He would have expected his middle to be tighter than that. But Muswellbrook back in the game now, but the big question here is, can we get out of our own half without the mistakes we're making in the first half?
Well, can they sustain it, Bomber? And that's what it's all been all about. This whole match, Denman have in their pockets of attack, they've been able to sustain the pressure on the Rams and force the Rams into a lot of unnecessary errors. But that was a really good set play off that line drop out there. They planned that well.
There's not much science to good footy, Benko. As you know, if you run hard and tackle hard, you're in the game. And Muswellbrook's intensity with the ball there looked to be a lot better than it was at stages in the first half as he converts it to make it 16-14.
Bomber, I like to see players in motion, mate, and post-contact leg momentum. But you know, I look at the Denman side, Bomber, and you see the likes of Andrew Nichols and Trent Walker and Brandon Walker and the big fella Clive Tafua and the Dinavalu boys. They just run in great motion, momentum, and they put the pressure and they challenge the defensive line. And Muswellbrook need to do that.
Hopefully they've done the homework on Isaac's kickoff. He'll put it right up in the air. And obviously the two boys you mentioned run a lot harder when they're in the opposition's 20, more so than their own 20. So it's vital Muswellbrook get down the other end as quick as possible. We're
going to try another one, Bomber, and the ball goes high. And it's going to go up. And Zachy Webb, what a great take from Webby.
Kennedy down.
Went straight over the top of Jacob Kennedy, but you can't understate how great a take that was by Zach Webb. Ramon Jackson gets the ball off the first receiver. He charges up over halfway, went straight over the top of a couple of would-be Denman defenders. That could have been a penalty there. They've played on. Ball goes out the left-hand side to Jake Hardy, and Jake Hardy elects to go himself, and he's tackled down about 20 metres out from the Devils line.
Playing short, no.
Here's Ellis out the back to Dylan Thorne. Dylan Thorne comes to Isaac McCormack. The body language of the Devils doesn't look good. They've only got a hold and quality set of 6 here, the Rams. Ball comes out of the right-hand side of the field onto Bailey Wood. And he's what a great take, one-on-one by Tommy Mann.
That's a massive hit. Good
Tommy
shot.
Mann, one-on-one with Bailey Wood. And now he's called a penalty against Tommy Mann. And that's the best one-on-one shot I've seen on another guy for quite a while this season. A quick tap. Ball goes from Choppy Mackay onto Dylan Thorne, and Dylan Thorne takes the ball forward, and he's tackled about right underneath the post, about 2 metres out from the Devils' line. Out to the left-hand side of the field. Goes to Jake Hardy. Jake Hardy, long ball out. Poe passes Bankovic straight in front of him. Over to Jordan Mulheron, who scores in the corner. Great try by the Muswellbrook Rams. On the MRS scoreboard, it is now 18 points to 16. 34 minutes to go in this second half to the Rams with a kick to come.
Yeah, good footy there by the boys. It's opened up twice or three times there on Denman's right edge. Their lesser edge, if you want to call it, without Trent Walker and Andrew Nichols over here on their right edge, the left edge, sorry, the right edge, Denman, one's up, one back, and a nice ball by Bailey Taylor. Found a flying Jordan Mulherron who scored. Yeah, good work, and as I said, Banco, they haven't had to do too much work to get down there. But once again, they'll have a short kick-off, and you're only one bad error off Denman coming back into your own half.
It's a bit of a mirror image to the last 10 minutes that Denman showed in the first half. Absolute mirror image of what happened against the Rams in the back end of that second half, the first half, I should say, when Denman hit the lead and ran away to a 16 points to 8 lead.
Look, I've got to tell you, I've predicted it before, Benko, and we can have a laugh about it, but this is where, right now, don't have to be Nostradamus, this is where the discipline's going to creep in for Denman. They're going to get frustrated, and it's going to be open the gates. I said it at the pre-game, it'll be big shot after penalty, and this is where they let themselves down.
He's kicked that ball from the sideline, Bailey Ellis. Great kick. 20 points to 16 on the MRS scoreboard.
Do you know what I'm saying, though, mate?
Yeah, absolutely, mate. And I must say, Denman haven't seen the ball in the second half. We've gone 7 minutes into this second half, and it's been all Muswellbrook. In saying that, Denman haven't had the ball, so they haven't been able to show their wares for the second half. And Bomber hit the nail on the head. A couple of really good repeat sets of 6 that went Muswellbrook's way. Here's Isaac McCormick. This kick is going to be deeper this time. They need to bounce on it, and gets to Jacob Kennedy.
Ooh.
Nelly knocked that on, but he went forward and he gone sideways. Great tackle by Brandon Walker. 15 out from the Rams line. He gets up and plays the ball. Choppy Mackay goes on to Ramon Jackson. He goes underneath a potential shoulder charge by Sebastian Luisi, and he's tackled 22 metres out centre field from his own line. Jake Hardy gets the ball. He goes across field and he turns it under for Andrew Pritchard, and that ball was raked for mine, and Nick Martin saw it exactly the way I did, and he's ruled a penalty again against the Denman side right on the 30-metre line. So Muswellbrook will have the assistance of a piggyback penalty.
Liam Dunn on Benko. He's Adam Bartholomew off.
Yeah, he's on for Adam Bartholomew, Liam Dunn, and what's a great kick for touch by Bailey Ellis down to the CBD, the Denman CBD side of the field, with the wind directly behind him, and they're going to get the ball now, take the tap penalty. About 32 metres out. Benkovic gets the ball, takes it from the tap. Not happy with that, Nick Martin. He says, do it again. So he takes the tap, goes forward, and runs straight into the arms of Isaac McCormack, puts him down right on the 30-metre line. Choppy Mackay at dummy half, gets the ball short pass to Jake Hardy, and Hardy gives the ball on to Bailey Wooden. He moves the ball centre field, about 25 metres out from the Devils' line. Choppy Mackay goes across field, turns it under for Ramon Jackson. He's tackled, good legs tackle there by Brandon Walker. They get up to play it. Choppy Mackay goes across field, shows it one way, shows it another. He goes around his own play, but he stops midstream, and there was no advantage there, Nick Martin. And so why didn't he just play on?
Well, no, it's a penalty.
I thought
it's a penalty for a high tackle on somebody.
There you go.
I thought it would have went the other way. The decoy runner was definitely...
Well, he fooled me, boys. He fooled me. I thought he was going to hit Choppy Mackay for a shepherd, but...
I think Chop's just got to... Once he gets out of dummy half, he's just got to go. Don't worry about playing the ball player. Just go. That's his best asset.
Here we go. Dylan Thorne charges forward after the tap from Bailey Wooden. He's only about 5 metres out from the Devils' line. More pressure on for the Devils. Ball goes wide to Ramon Jackson. Comes a little bit wide of the ruck there, and he's hitting a good tackle from Andrew Nichols and Trent Walker. Wrestling back another 5, so he's going to get up and play the ball about 12 metres out from the Devils' line. Mackay at dummy half, on to Bailey Wooden. Wrap around with Jake Hardy, and Jake Hardy gives it to Pritchard. He's looking to go over. It did look forward from here, fellas.
Yeah, just an observation, guys. I was talking about the discipline, and coming back to the kickoff for that last try there, Trent Walker had a bit of words with Adam Gretchen, gave him a bit of a shove, and Gretchy's the water boy. So,
yeah, there'd be a bit of jovialness there about that, I'd say.
I think there was pretty serious words there. He didn't look happy. He kept walking after him.
Weren't they teammates a few years ago in the Denman Grand Final?
They were, that's correct.
They're disappointing in there. Muswellbrook had a lot of pressure on. I think we've just got to get to the middle of the post and go back with some decent shape on that left-hand side. It's where the points are. I think we're infatuated with trying to go this right side instead of getting to the post, letting Jake Hardy get Benko and Jordan Mulherron one-on-one with their opposition.
Well, they've been successful out that side, Bomber, so, when you're on a good thing, stick to it.
Not too sure what's going on out there at the moment.
I don't know.
All heads in, guys.
I think there was a Denman boy down injured,
Nico,
just getting us
right
attention.
right,
Isaac McCormick going to feed this scrum. He's on his own 10-metre line. Ball goes along to Dinavalu, the centre for the Devils, and he's tackled. Good tackle from the two Baileys. 10 metres out from his own line, short pass to Brandon Walker, and he runs straight into the arms of Bailey Wooden. Toppy Mackay over the top. He gets to about 20. Looking for that little penalty there. Here's Andrew Nichols. Andrew Nichols charges back in behind the ruck. He's hitting a 3-man tackle, but he still unloads to Trent Walker, who dances around, and he goes forward, and he comes to the Muswellbrook defensive line. He makes it up to the 40 metres out from his own line. Good run from the boys there from Denman. He's Jordan Menzies. Jordan Menzies gets the ball, charges up over the halfway line. He's hitting a good tackle round the legs. Still hasn't finished the tackle. Andrew Pritchard, the only one left hanging on there. Jordan Menzies gets the ball. He plays the ball onto Sebastian Luisi. Luisi gets the ball onto Clive Tafua, and Tafua on the last is tackled centre field 30 metres out from the Rams line. Ball goes out to the right hand side. Ball, the big bomb goes up from the dummy half. It's going to come down. It's knocked on first by the Denman boys, but he's called a penalty. What was that for, fellas?
Force pushed him off the ball.
Force pushed him off the ball. He's got Webby pushing the once again. Our poor defence has allowed
Trent
Denman.
Walker's going to take a quick tap. Bomber, sorry. He gives the ball on to the big fella, number 12, Paula Dinavalu, and he charges forward. He's only about 5 metres out from the Muswellbrook line here. Trent Walker at dummy half. Watch that blindside, Rams. He gives the ball, long pass over, and brother Brandon Walker juggles it before he's hit. 12 metres out, centre field. Ball goes from Sebastian. He comes down the left-hand side. Short ball to Dinavalu. Comes to Bailey Ellis, and Bailey Ellis tackles him with the assistance of Zachy Webb. 2 metres out from the Rams line. 10 in from touch. Watch this blindside. It comes wide onto Tommy Pickersgill. Pickersgill runs back in field. Get up and tackle him at the advantage line. Good tackle from Rowan Pottinger. Potto tackles him about 8 metres out. Centre field. Brandon Walker, a dummy half. He tries the dummy and goes himself, and he's belted in a good tackle there on the last by Bailey Wooden. They play the ball. Sebastian Luisi gets the ball. It's another penalty. What's that for?
Putting his hand in
the ruck on the last tackle. So the Denman Devils will have a new set of 6. More pressure. Desperate times for the Rams. They're going to take the quick tap, boys. They're going to take the quick tap. Sebastian Luisi gives the ball on to Brandon Walker, and he runs straight into the arms of Bailey Wooden. He tries to unload. That's a loose carry for mine, but Nick Martin saw otherwise.
The ball. He may be trying to offload, but he's still got his hand to pull it out.
Nichols is off the field, so that's probably a disadvantage at the moment for Denman.
Here we go. Sebastian Luisi takes the tap onto Trent Walker. Trent Walker gives the ball out to Clive Tafua, and Tafua gets through one. He's still going. 2 metres out from the Rams line. Trent Walker at dummy half. Very, very dangerous. What is he going to do? Trent Walker going to go himself. No, he does. He throws a short pass to Isaac McCormick on to Dinavalu, who goes over in the corner. Steps out of one and scores in the corner. Hit back by the Denman Devils. It's 20 points all here on the MRS scoreboard.
Yeah, disappointing there, the Muswellbrook. It was always going to come. Denman had set up to go on the right shift. Isaac McCormick, long ball, and just the strength of Paula Dinavalu, one-on-one out there is very hard to stop. So when we thought Muswellbrook had just gained the ascendancy, they've let Denman hit back now to be 20 all. So once again, not all lost for Muswellbrook, but the worrying signs were that right from that initial Denman set, right from their halfway line, their contact was poor. They were only just hanging on by a thread, giving a couple of penalties away. So Muswellbrook's defence has got to improve markedly going forward. Not only this game, but every other game they play this year.
I've got to ask you, Benko, did someone tell Brendan Walker that he's 10 foot tall? He's what, 5'4", and he's playing like the size of Liam Dunn. When he keeps his discipline, he is a very damaging player.
Well, he plays above his body weight. Let me be honest about that. He's got a rate as one of the hardest runners in the competition. Here's Isaac McCormick moves in against the Breeze, and that looks good. No, it's just waved away. It's 20 all here. The MRS scoreboard out of Denman Oval, and it's been a game about possession. Bomber, the Devils were assisted there by about 4 straight penalties. They got into the Muswellbrook corner here, and they just couldn't sustain them, and the Rams let them in.
Yep, big test here. 25 to go, 20 all.
I see Dylan Thorne's gone off and Potto's come back on. And that ball's gone over the dead ball line there. So that is a good restart by Bailey Taylor. And Bailey Taylor, the Rams will have a line drop-out receive here. They're guilty. The Denman Devils are guilty there by letting the ball bounce and hoping that someone else will catch it. It's gone that far. It's gone into the car park, believe it or not.
Hopefully Muswellbrook have done a bit of homework on the kickoffs, and I wouldn't be surprised if Isaac goes for the short drop out here. Nothing to lose. Get a bit of possession back here. So just interested to see how Muswellbrook form up here and take this kick.
If they can't capitalise on Andrew Nichols' little breather here, there's something seriously wrong.
Yeah, well, they've got Maxi Gresham playing on an edge here.
Yeah, he's off the field at the moment, Andrew Nichols, so they won't have a better opportunity. And here's Zach Webb, who takes the ball forward. He spilled it in the tackle. It went backwards, but Nick Martin has found a penalty for raking the ball.
Tough call.
Extremely tough call.
Reverse the call here, Bomber, and ask you, what would you tell Denman now if you were coach of them?
Stay in the game.
Stay in the game, because Muswellbrook's not defending well enough to win the game at the moment.
I'll butt in, boys. Rowan Pottinger gets the ball from the tap off the Choppy McKine. He's tackled 10 metres out. They need to score here to settle things down, the Rams. Ball goes from Bailey Wooden on to Romain Jackson. He's still struggling towards the line, but he's hitting a good two-man tackle. Tommy Mann's had a fair game too today. Choppy McKine, 2 metres out, dummy half run out to Bailey Ellis. Bailey Ellis gets the ball, gives it to Jake Hardy. It comes to an immediate stop with a good tackle from Isaac McCormick. Comes back to the right. Bailey Ellis gives an unders ball to Rowan Pottinger, and Pottinger's trying to struggle and just get his way over that try line. He's only about 2 metres out. Ball comes back out to the left. Jake Hardy, little dribble kick through. It comes off the Denman player, which is, I think, Paula Dinavalu, and he's knocked it on. So the Rams are going to have a scrum feed 10 metres out, and they've got a full set of 6 here to try and do something better than they've just put up for the last 60 seconds.
Yeah, we've wandered back to that east-west defence attack here. We're going sideways again. Bailey and Jake have got to play a lot square here. Bailey Ellis has got to take the line on here somewhere.
Bomber, in that whole 2 sets of 6, I don't think Liam Dunn touched the ball once. On the burst, is there anyone going to stop it or more powerful than Liam Dunn? Here's the ball, comes out of the scrum feed to Bailey Ellis. Bailey Ellis gives the ball on to Bailey Taylor, and he's hitting a good tackle there by Brandon Walker. 10 metres out, just to the right of the uprights. Here's the ball goes back to the left onto, here's Big Liam, and he's hitting a great tackle around the legs there. I'd like to see who that is. Is that Tommy Mann? No, it's not. Nevertheless, ball goes out to the Rams, out to the left-hand side, under Rowan Pottinger, and Rowan Pottinger gets the ball. He's tackled only a metre or two out from the Devils' line. Choppy McKay, long pass. He goes himself. He swirls around. He's trying to get the ball down. I think he has. He threw the dummy to the left, Choppy McKay, and I think he's worked his way over the try line to give the Rams a beautiful 4-point lead now. 24 points to 20 on the MRS scoreboard with a kick to come. They needed that, boys.
Yeah, certainly did. Chop probably plays, he understates his play most of the game. He's just feeding off out of dummy half, and the couple of times he does jump out of dummy half close to the line, he's gone over for tries. So I'd just like to see Choppy on them good ball sets, get out and just play a bit of square, play at that A defender and square the defence up and let the two halves have a little bit more room.
I'd like to see him, like you said, Bomber, absolutely run out. Make the people in the ruck there, especially behind the ruck, make them challenge their thought process. Run from dummy half and bring a couple of players under you. Even throw a little clean face pass to a second man, 2 or 3 metres out from the line. Just vary it up. But if we have to rely on Choppy McKay going from dummy half to score a try, it doesn't say much for the rest of our attacking raids. Here's Bailey Ellis on the MRS scoreboard. He's going to try and convert this try to take it to 26 points to 20. He's about 12 metres out, 15 metres to the left of the upright. He moves in, Bailey Ellis. Makes no mistake with it. They needed that. 26 points to 20. They're going to be another tricky kickoff by Isaac McCormick. I'm still looking at the body language of Denman, boys. Like we said earlier, if Muswellbrook can just sustain a few sets of good quality possession here, I think Denman are ready for the picking, fellas. Yeah,
moving forward, Banco, obviously winning the game's number one here today, but yeah, they can. Any chance of sneaking into a major semi with a victory over Scone next week's been probably washed away here with a 26-20 scoreline at the moment. And let's face it, they're probably not playing good enough to be able to get in that major semi at the moment anyway.
Well, Andrew Nichols has just come back on the field, fellas, and Isaac McCormick's going to try another high ball bomb kick-off, and Bailey Taylor's under it. He gets hit and a good tackle. He jumps up, he leaves the ground, and the big fella himself, Paulo Dinavalu, belted him on his own 25-metre line. Here's Rowan Pottinger, steps out of Tommy Mann's tackle. He's still going, but Mann comes again and hits him in a good legs tackle. 32 metres out centre field from his own line. Dylan Thorne gets the ball on. And he's tackled right on the 40-metre line. He tries to get up to play the ball, and he doesn't. Brandon Walker held one of his legs, and Nick Martin saw the indiscretion. There's going to be a penalty. Someone's mouthed off to Nick Martin. He wasn't happy with that, Nick. Someone's had something to say, and Bailey Ellis, with the assistance of this wind, he'll put it right down into the only about 10 metres out from the corner post, fellas. It was a flat, low, shallow kick, and he was probably lucky to get away with that.
Looked like a miss kick.
I think it was, but anyway, the Rams are going to have possession. They take the tap. Looks like Andrew Pritchard's going to take the ball, the first receiver. He hits it forward. He steps out of one. He's only about 5 metres out from the Devils' line. Gets the ball, second play. Choppy Mackay goes across field. He gives it to Rowan Pottinger, and Pottinger's tackled. Good legs tackle there by the Denman boys. Still 5 metres out. Choppy Mackay, dummy half, gives it on to Jake Hardy. Jake Hardy throws a long sweeping pass out to Dylan Thorne. I can't see who got that,
Jake
boys.
Kennedy.
Jake Kennedy has got the ball. They're only a couple of metres out from the Devils' line. Still shy. They get up to play the ball. Long ball goes to Bailey Ellis. Bailey Ellis elects to run himself. Goes nowhere. And he's hitting a good tackle by Andrew Nichols. Is that the last or the fourth?
Still a couple left.
Okay, ball goes long. Choppy Mackay goes himself again. He tries to get it down. He lost it as he tried to swivel in the tackle to get it down. That was a lost chance there for mine, fellas. They had a big backline set. They should have got it out there.
Yeah, probably once again we're trying to play off that long side sweep here, but I'd just like to get back into that middle here and just let Jake Hardy give Banco and Jordan Mulheron a little bit of ball. We've got Maxie Grecian, who's a prop in 18s, playing on an edge. He could be even playing in the centres, and we really haven't even targeted him in the last 20 minutes of this game.
Well, not once. We've done it once. I think they've done it once. Bailey Taylor threw a long cut-out face pass to Geordie Mulheron, straight in front of Brady Bankovic, and Mulheron scored in the corner. It's the only time the ball's gone out significantly to the left-hand wing. Anyway, the Denman boys will get the ball from the scrum base, and they move it forward, and that's Mark McMorrow that's on for the Denman fellas, and he's just come onto the field. The second tackle there, still about 20 metres out. That's Jordan Menzies who gets tackled there. Brandon Walker takes the third play up.
Nice offload.
He unloads to brother Trent. Onto Andrew Nichols. Nichols gets onto Dinavalu, and he's hitting a good tackle by Zachy Webb, who threw it backwards, and Nichols has fallen on the ball, but Dinavalu has been hurt in that tackle, so Nick Martin pulls up play, time off. Ball went backwards there, and Andrew Nichols will take that, play the ball back there on his own 20-metre line. Sloppy play there by the Devils, but it wasn't a bad defensive set from the Rams.
No, they're getting off the line here, putting a bit of pressure on Denman, and Denman were forced then to sort of just flick it out the back door, hoping to find a bit of space. So they've got good field position at the moment, Muswellbrook.
Bomber, I'd like to see them get through this defensive set without giving a piggyback penalty away. Here's the ball, goes out wide to Brandon Walker. Brandon Walker gets the ball again.
Right.
Anyway, the ball goes to Sebastian Luis. He gives it on to Andrew Nichols. Andrew Nichols gives a beautiful pass on to Jordan Menzies, and Menzies is tackled 45 metres out, 10 in from touch from his own line. Here's Trent Walker, puts the kick through. It's charged down by Dylan Thorne.
It's a foot race.
It's a foot race here right now. Jake Hardy could be leading it. He picks it up and he makes a meal of it and knocks it on.
There's only 4 Muswellbrook players chasing.
Hang on, what do we got here? We've got something.
No. Walk away. You fuck.
Excuse me.
Yes, off you go. Walk away.
Let's hear what Nick Martin has to say. I think Jake Hardy had all day to cook a breakfast there before he picked that ball up.
Dylan.
He's not happy with someone, Nick Martin.
Dill, settle your team down. I just want to talk to you. Off you go. I just want to talk to you, Dill. Right. Clive, take your time.
Extra butter.
Take your time away. Right. I can understand.
No, Dylan.
We've seen it. pick up the ball, he's touched the ball that's knocked it forward. Now, Dylan,
I'm listening, mate. I'm listening.
I understand your frustration, so that's why you're going to stay here, because I understand that. But you're not going to come at me like that again, all right? Yeah. That's how we've ruled it. That's what we're going with. We're going to have a scrum.
Yeah, they're not happy, the Muswellbrook boys. There's a question there whether Jake Hardy actually knocked it on, but from, to all and sundry here, it was a clear knock on. He fumbled it through. And Denman are going to receive the ball here about 15 metres out from their own line from the scrum.
Don't you love it, Benko, when the referee says, I understand your frustration?
Does he really? But well explained by referee Nick Martin. I thought he handled that pretty well. Ball goes to Trent Walker, and Trent Walker gets the ball, and he goes through one, which is Bailey Taylor, and before Bailey Ellis and a couple of other Muswellbrook defenders puts him down about 20 metres out from his own line. Sebastian Luisi gets the ball short, pass to Andrew Nichols, who takes the pressure off everyone else and charges forward. He's about 25 metres out from his own line. Luisi at dummy half. Luisi gives a ball. Great hit there from Andrew Pritchard onto, who's that? Clive Tafua, and Tafua's manhandled to the ground. Who's the other player in there, boys?
Clive's down. Potto's laying around there, I think
I think it's Clive that got injured there. It was a pretty fair one-on-one hit there, boys. So they're 35 metres out centre field from their own line, Denman, and Clive just needed a bit of the magic water. It was a pretty good hit.
He gets a good call at that.
In the background.
He just said to the referee, if the touchy was actually in line with that, he'd get a good call.
Shoulder contact.
Yeah, okay, we heard that. So Nick Martin has just played the ball on. Dylan Thorne's still questioning Nick Martin's decision earlier, but we've got to get on with it.
Skinniest 10 metres you ever want to see.
Well, we need a good defensive set here. Let's be fair to Inc and Muswellbrook. Don't give him a piggyback penalty. Ball goes on to Trent Walker. Trent Walker shows it inside to Andrew Nichols. I thought he fumbled that for all money. It went into a Muswellbrook player, but it's play on. And Clive Tafua has got the ball there. Right on the halfway line, Sebastian Luisi with the ball. Short pass to Trent Walker. Trent Walker runs it. He had his brother running off him, but he goes himself. He's still running across field. He gives it on to Tommy Mann right on halfway. He hasn't made any ground at all. Tommy Mann goes to Dylan Thorne, and Dylan Thorne wrestles him to the ground. 45 out, centre field from the Rams line. Ball goes to the blind end side. Puts a big bomb up. It's very, very high. Who's under it? Bailey Taylor is under it. He collects it. Great take from BT. 25 metres out from his own line. He had a little bit of a juggle, but he did get it. Here's the ball on to Benkovic, and Benkovic takes the ball forward. A bit of a shoulder charge from... who was that? Is that... Luisi. Here's Zachy Webb. The Denman defence is coming up hard. Isaac McCormick, Mark McMorrow struggling to get out of their own end zone here, the Rams. Zach Webb was that man. Short pass, terrible pass from Choppy Mackay to Bailey Wooden, but he manages to hold it, and they're just shy of halfway. Choppy Mackay, dummy half, short pass down the left-hand side to Dylan Thorne. Dylan Thorne runs into Sebastian Luisi and Clive Tafua, and Tafua, he unloads onto Bailey Wooden. Short pass on to Bailey Ellis, who in turn tried to give it to Liam Dunn. It went down to his knees, and he knocked it forward right on the halfway line, so it's a Denman feed. Trent Walker looks like he might have hurt his shoulder, and he's got a recurring shoulder injury all year, Trent Walker, hasn't he, Reggie?
Yeah, that's correct. That's why Brendan Walker's not playing in the number 13. Trent had to wear it home last week because he couldn't get his jersey off, he said, because he aggravated it again, and it's just a consistent thing. He's also got a dislocated thumb that he's playing with, and he's got to have surgery on after the off-season.
Incredible. Well, anyway, again, the Rams have coughed up possession in good field position for the Devils. They hold the lead on the MRS scoreboard with just under 14 minutes to go, 26 points to 20. Trent Walker's going to feed this scrum. It comes out. Andrew Nichols gets the ball, and he runs from the base of the scrum, and he hands it off to Jordan Menzies, who works his way over halfway. Trodnelli just pushed into touch, but he's held up. Nichols gets the ball from the dummy half, gives it over to Trent Walker, out the back to Tafua, onto Dinner Valou, onto Isaac McCormick, who just goes straight through Jordan Mulheron as if he wasn't there, who then passes it back inside to another Denman player. I can't see that number. I think that's Nathan Barry, but one of the Muswellbrook boys in the tackle there, he looks injured.
Dylan Thorne looks like he might have twisted an ankle or a knee.
We're about 31 metres out from the Rams line, centre field, boys. So not a good sign from for the captain of the Rams there. He's down injured.
Yeah, still the defence very sloppy there. They've stacked Denman's right side there. Denman just shifted it out to the left, and we've they found numbers straight away. Luckily, they just couldn't get that last pass away, although Muswellbrook would have been in trouble out wide. There were a couple of tackles here to sustain. I'd say Denman won't throw much at them here, but they might put the big bomb up and put pressure again back on Bailey and Jake Kennedy.
This is very dangerous. It's desperate times right here for the Rams. They need to finish this defensive set spot on. Denman will be looking to push this out here. Here's Brandon Walker, full of running once again. Goes straight through Bailey Ellis. He juggles it, passes it off the ground.
Once he's got a player on him, he's on the ground. He cannot pass the ball off the ground.
I think the ball carrying arm was on the ground, boys, and he did elect to throw the ball off from the ground. Trent Walker's talking to him.
Eyes on his legs, it's off the ground, so it's past the ground.
Okay, Trent Walker, the captain, went up to question Nick Martin. Zach Webb had him by the legs, and I think the ball carrying arm did hit the ground, and then he elected to try and unload it, which was deemed passing after tackled. So here's Zachy Webb, takes a quick tap, and he's hitting a beautiful tackle. Classic style tackle from Brandon Walker, just shy of halfway. Goes to Bailey Ellis out to the left, onto Rowan Pottinger, who charges forward. He's hitting a great tackle by Clive Tafua with the assistance of Sebastian Luisi, about 40 metres out centre field from the Devils line. Choppy Mackay skirts out from dummy half. He gives an inside pass onto Dylan Thorne. Swivels out of one, swivels out of two. He's still going forward, big Dylan, and takes three guys to get him down. 35 metres out from the Devils line. Choppy Mackay goes himself from dummy half onto Bailey Ellis. Bailey Ellis gives a late sweeping pass to Bailey Taylor. That's their favourite move. Choppy Mackay with the ball. Comes down a short blind onto Bailey Ellis. Bailey Ellis gets the ball onto Zach Webb. Zach Webb beats one. Tries to get through another and he doesn't. He's tackled about 2 metres out.
Try.
Has he scored?
Yeah,
closer than I thought, boys. Zachy Webb has gone over there. The crowd is in my road, so I do apologise for that. But well done from Zach Webb. Scores a try, and they needed that, the Rams, to take that MRS scoreboard to 30 points to 20 with under 11 minutes to go.
He bounced out of the sliding Denman defence and just went back against the grain and poked his nose through and scored a try.
We're not going to be able to hear what's happening here due to the people standing up in our road, but he's called out, it looks like Luisi, for obviously something said. It's one of them ones, I think. Yeah, I don't have to see the video replay of it, Bomber, but he was close to the try line and he bounced over. Was there a hand on him? Or?
No, I think it was just the fact that it looked like he scored it.
Oh, he called out the water boy.
Nick was pretty adamant that it was a try. He went straight back to the water. He didn't sort of talk to the touches or anything.
Well, Trent Walker is it Trent or is it Brandon?
It looks like Luisi in there at the moment talking, and it's called out the water boy, Peter Ball.
Peter Ball is having something to say, the big fella.
He's been sent.
He's been
sent.
Yeah, he's had a bit to say since walking back.
No future in that. That'll be the end of Pete's season.
The league safe man, Peter Ball, has been sent from the field. They'll need another guy to carry the water for the Denman boys.
He's took a quick drink and shaking his head. He's gone.
Look, there's no need for that.
Yeah, just interesting here. Young Dylan Brand making his debut in first grade for Muswellbrook. He's just come on the field. As I said, I think he come from the Barradine club out west. See how he goes. He's only got 11 minutes to impress, but it's still only 30-20, and the way Muswellbrook have been playing, no sure thing yet.
I think the thing here for the Denman side, boys, is Nick Martin better be on his game right now, because that could have unleashed a few frustrations in that Denman side. So I just hope this game doesn't fall down and deteriorate in that respect. Bailey Ellis is going to move in here now to try and convert this try to make it 32 points to 20 with under 11 minutes to go.
I wonder if he said to Pete Ball, I understand your frustration, Bomber.
I think Bailey Ellis has kicked this. Great nice kick from about 25 metres out, 10 in from touch. Great kick from BE.
Still only 12 points, Benko, and still 11 to go.
Yeah, we won't write anything off at this stage. We've seen too much, Bomber, this year, to be quite honest. And Isaac McCormick will try for his fourth little high kick off the restart, and so far Muswellbrook have been equal to the task. All the boys have taken it cleanly, and let's just see what they do here. Once again, it's gone up. It's going to go back 10 metres. Oh, it's been knocked forward. What did he do there?
Offside, Bailey Taylor.
He has. Zach Webb.
Bailey's in front.
There you go.
That's all right. It's time to...
Zach Webb jumped up. It come off Zach Webb's arm, went forward, and Bailey Taylor ran onto the ball, and he was deemed offside, which is a correct ruling.
Time for Muswellbrook to muscle up here, Benko, and get a bit of delay in the play of the ball.
Need to muscle up big time here. Here's Tommy Pickersgill playing the ball onto Trent Walker, gives the ball onto brother Brandon. He takes the ball 20 metres out, 15 in from touch. Pressure on the Rams right now. Sebastian Luisi at dummy half gives a short ball out to Tafua. Clive Tafua steps off his right, jinks through one, gets through another. He's carrying about 3 Rams players with him. He's 10 metres out, directly in front. Here the ball goes out to Isaac McCormick onto Trent Walker. Trent Walker goes himself. He unloads, but has spilt it. And he's doomed to have lost the ball, Trent Walker. That was close, boys.
Jesus, Trent probably just gives that ball to Nico, one-on-one. Yeah. Nico's been scoring tries like that for 10 years, and it would have been a try. He's just held onto it for probably 1 or 2 steps further than he had to, and just lost the ball. But at that stage, you just got to give Nico the ball. Just give him the ball, he'll find his way to the try line.
Liam Dunn signalling that he wants to come to the sideline as he packs into this scrum, so you'll probably see maybe Jason Hovey, you'd think.
Anyway, Rams feed, scrum and feed. Ball goes to Bailey Wooden at the base of the scrum, gives it on to Jake Hardy, and Jake Hardy's worked the ball forward, and he's hitting a good tackle by Dinafalou, the centre. 15 metres out centre field. Ball goes on to that boy Dylan Brown. He's hitting. What a welcome to first grade from him. In the assistance of Trent Walker. Hit him front on and stopped him in his tracks. Great effort there by Trent Walker. Second play, the third play goes to Rowan Pottinger, and Rowan Pottinger gives the ball, and he's tackled. It goes to Bankovic, and he spills it 25 metres out from his own line. So Denman back on the attack here now, 25 metres out. Isaac McCormick, dummy half, a long pass over to Clive Tafua, and Tafua gets the ball, and he runs across field, and he comes into the waiting arms of Bailey Ellis, who struggles to get him down, but he does so in the end.
Full running Denman now.
About 18 metres out from the Rams line, they come this short side, and it goes to Trent Walker. Trent Walker goes himself, he runs straight in the arms of Rowan Pottinger. He's tackled 10 metres out. Brandon Walker at dummy half. He's got options both left and right. They come to the left. Sebastian Luisi gives the ball to Andrew Nichols. He's taken 2 or 3 with him, but he's called it forward, Nick Martin.
Yeah, that was forward, that one.
Lucky break for the Rams. Lucky break indeed.
Yeah. Just that timing, you're right, Bomber. If they get that ball to Nico with some great timing, and just saw what he did then to Bailey Ellis.
Yeah, once again, we got 8 minutes to go, 32-20, Muswellbrook's feed, 10 out. Be interesting to see what they do. Probably play the cards pretty close to the chest and get out of here with a big kick. Running with a reasonably good breeze here.
Well, there's no one at home. Bailey Wooden is a replica of what just happened. Bailey Wooden gets the ball from the scrum base onto Bankovic, and it's raked out, and Nick Martin saw that, and that was Dinafalou raked it out from Bankovic's hands, 11 metres out.
Here we go.
Someone's mouthed off again, and that's Andrew Nichols. So we'll listen to what Nick Martin has got to say to Nico.
And he's pulled the ball out.
Nico, we're fucking short. Told on the boys, mate.
Right. And he's come down, he's the one that's pulled the ball out. Nico, you're not going to call me a joke.
Nick Martin, you've heard that. Nick Martin sent Andrew Nichols to the sin. 10 minutes in the sin bin. He's called Nick Martin a joke.
Right, I understand you're trying.
Is that what he said?
I have to call it as I see it. I don't need to be copping this from everywhere, all right? You need to control your players, otherwise we're going to have more of this. We've got 7 minutes to go. Let's keep it cool.
Oh, very well said by Nick Martin.
Yeah, look, it hasn't gone everyone's way today, but, you know, I certainly don't agree with calling the referee names. It's not on.
No, definitely.
Absolutely not on.
10.
I mean, he's trying to do a job, Nick Martin, and that goes both ways.
Disappointing because Nico stays on the field. The massive danger signs to Muswellbrook. But unfortunately, he's off now, so see what Denman can produce here in the last 7 minutes.
Well, especially down this short side, Bomber. He looks dangerous all the time. So anyway, Zach Webb's got the ball off the tap, and he's gone inside, and he's hit to Trent Walker, and Trent Walker come off second best there. He's dead set, looked like, oh, goodness me. Bailey Ellis has got the ball, and he's gone forward, and he's thrown an intercept pass to Tommy Pickersgill on the second tackle right on halfway. So Denman back in possession now through the aid of Tommy Pickersgill, who gets up and plays it to Trent, who unloads it to Brandon Walker, who's wrestled to the ground 40 metres out from the Rams line, 10 in from touch. Probably could have been a penalty. Yes, it is.
Come over the top.
Rowan Pottinger went over him like a rash in that tackle, and rightly so. Bailey Wooden's going to try and question Nick Martin. He won't have any of it, so they take the quick tap, and Brandon Walker charges into the Rams line. He's met hard by Rowan Pottinger. Right on the 40 metres metre line, 10 in from touch. Trent Walker at dummy half. Gets it onto Jordan Menzies, who's had a fair game himself. He works the ball forward, dragging 3 Muswellbrook players with him. He gets to within 18 metres of the Rams line. Trent Walker at dummy half. He runs across third, looking to throw a short pass to Clive Tafua. He does. He gives the ball onwards, and he's dragged backwards a little bit there by Andrew Pritchard and Dylan Brand. Trent Walker at dummy half again. Centre field, 15 out. He's the ball's gone and lost again. The ball went on to Sebastian Luisi, and Luisi threw a short pass, but it was way too hard for Isaac McCormick, who bounced off his chest straight into the waiting arms of Bailey Taylor. Now the second play, Bankovic gets the ball, takes the pressure off the forwards and runs it forward. He's tackled about 18 metres out from his own line. Andrew Pritchard takes the second run and he runs forward. He gets under one Denman player.
Good
play the ball. Choppy Mackay runs from dummy half. He's unloaded. No, he doesn't. Isaac McCormick's wrapped him up, ball and all there, 30 metres out from the Rams line. Bailey Wooden gets the ball. They come down that blind inside. Here's Bailey Taylor throws a cutout pass. It goes into Geordie Mulheron's hands. And he's tackled about 42 metres out from the Rams line. They still haven't made halfway. Here's Pritchard with the next play. He's tackled. Good legs tackle from Tommy Mann. It's the last right now. We need a good kick to the corner. Here's Bailey Ellis. Puts a kick shallow down there. If the wing gets it, it's going to take it straight over the dead ball line, and that it does.
Dear. Here we go, 7 tackles. Not a good kick once again. It's been the story. They're going to have to get that kicking game intact before the semi-finals, I can say that.
Well, 32 points to 20 on the MRS scoreboard here, and it's under about 6 minutes to go here in this match. And the Rams, they need a couple of good defensive sets. We've seen what they can do. Denman down to 12 men. And Andrew Nichols been sent to the bin a couple of minutes ago for dissent. And certainly the Rams were struggling when he was on the field, Andrew Nichols. Here's the ball. Here's big Clive Tafua, tackles on his own 30. Trent Walker at dummy half, jinks around and goes himself. He gets under one, he comes to the other. You get Bailey Ellis is amongst there with Rowan Pottinger and Dylan Brand. Brother Brandon Walker is going to be dummy half. He runs out, he gives it on to Sebastian Luisi, and Luisi gets the ball and he charges, tackled right on the halfway line. Rowan Pottinger's around the legs. Brandon Walker comes back to down the left-hand side of the field. Short pass to brother Trent. Trent unloads to Clive Tafua, and Tafua is tackled right on the 40-metre line. It's about the third. Here's Trent Walker again, taking off from dummy half. I've mentioned those boys a lot just recently in this next set, boys. Yeah. It's not getting too far outside
Trent's
the back line.
Enormous here. He's playing.
Here's Isaac McCormick. He's going to put a little chip over the top. He does so. He only needs a bounce. He does. Is he going to get it? Ball goes. Who kicked that backwards into the waiting arms of Bailey Wooden, boys? And Brandon Walker's jumped on Bailey Wooden. I think that came off a Denman player. A little chip over the top by Isaac McCormick. Didn't go too far, but. He's hitting a good tackle. Tommy Mann hit Bankovic in a good tackle there, and Isaac McCormick come over the top. And on this occasion...
No, because he's lost the ball. That's it.
Lost the ball into him.
He's lost the ball into him. So it's been one of those days.
You're right, Bomber. This Andrew Nichols being in the sin bin has been very crucial for him. They've had the ball twice down here now.
So anyway, they've got 12 men and they're still hitting the line hard. There's about 5 minutes to go here. It's 32 points to 20 in front of the Rams. And the MRS scoreboard, Isaac McCormick's going to feed this scrum. They're 25 metres out to centre field. Denman ball. Ball goes to Trent Walker. And Trent Walker sniffs an opening. He goes through one. He gets through Bailey Taylor and he unloads it. And it's gone forward on the first tackle. And they've coughed up possession there, the Devils. I must say, he's flying by the seat of his pants. He's got nothing to lose, and he's just trying to go forward.
Yeah,
Trent Walker. He's got nothing to lose, and
he's left nothing in the tank, Banko. He's been everywhere. Defence, attack. He's trying things,
and he nearly got there.
Yep, that's it. I think
he nearly squeezed his way through Trent Walker.
You can hold his head high. He's had a bloody perler of a day today.
So it's going to be a Muswellbrook feed right on the 20-metre line, and we're just waiting for that ball to come in. I think both teams right now, by the body language, would just love to just depart this field and call it quits.
Well, the ball hasn't moved from this 20-metre line, Muswellbrook's end, for the last 5 minutes.
incredible. Again, I might sound like a broken record, but the ball goes to Bailey Wooden, who gives a short pass on to Benkovic, and Benkovic takes the ball forward. He's tackled by Mark McMorrow. Here's Andrew Pritchard running in, back and behind the ruck. He comes to Tommy Mann, shrugs him off, and a great tackle by Brandon Walker, about 32 metres out from the Rams line. He's had a fantastic game, Brandon Walker. Here's the ball, short pass on to Bailey Taylor, jinks off his right, steps off his left. He's through. It's a run race now with Jordan Menzies. It gets on to Bailey Taylor. He gets through the fullback and he goes over to score. Great try from BT. Well done.
Brad like that step.
Yep.
Little 2 foot tango from Bailey Taylor, who ran about 60 metres to score. He only had Jordan Menzies to beat, who dived and tried to ankle tap him. He did stumble him over a little bit, but he found his feet, the skipper BT, and he scored in the corner.
Yeah, great try by Bailey, Benko. He took the ball one off the ruck, identified probably a lazy ALB defender. He's put the step on him and found himself in the backfield and just ended up a foot race. And he was too quick for Menzies coming across. But once again, I've been talking about it the last 3 weeks. Play square, identify those weaknesses in defence. But Bailey's done that. It's taken probably, 3/4 of most of the game for us to work out that you play square at these lazier big boys and you'll get some results.
Fantastic footwork. Fantastic. That was definitely one for the try light's real, but he created that. You're right. He just had the defender thinking in two minds, and that Jordan Menzies had no hope of catching him.
He was at speed too when he took the ball. He wasn't just he wasn't carting it up for a settler. He was going up there for one reason. He was going to try and make something for himself, and he done it. That probably separates your good players from your average players.
Well, the game's been screaming out for something sensational, and full marks to Bailey Taylor there. He received the ball in motion, a little step off his left, down to his right, and left the defensive line in their wake. And good escapism from an ankle tap by Jordan Menzies. Here's Bailey Ellis, who moves in and converts the try on the MRS scoreboard to 38 points to 20. And fellas, there's under 2 minutes to go in this match here at Denman Oval. So we'll call it for what it is. It's a Muswellbrook victory. Hasn't been spectacular by any means. Just a little sidelight. Andrew Nichols was sent off about 6 minutes ago in the bin only, and that certainly left a gaping hole there in both defence and attack for the Denman Devils.
I've got to ask you boys, okay, out of this whole match, who do you pick as your Bengala man of the match?
I can't go past Trent Walker. He's on a losing side, but he's been in everything.
Yeah, I tend to agree. The guy's just a machine. Him and his brother have just been sensational. They never stop. They don't take a backward step, and full marks to them for giving it every opportunity. That ball's not even going to make 10 by Isaac McCormick, so that'll be a centre field penalty to the Muswellbrook Rams. Isaac McCormick just tried a little bit too much there, and with about 50 seconds to go in this match, the Rams will have a centre field penalty.
They're looking at taking the 2 points here. Bailey's probably got the distance if he wants to have a crack at it.
Does anyone really want to run it? Here's Heath Collins is racing out there from Troy Hilder, and he's going to say, look,
take the 2.
Take the 2, I reckon.
He's like, no way.
Well, the ball's in the wrong hands. Yes, he is he? Is he going to give it to... Yes, he has. He's going to take a kick for goal. 20 seconds to go here in the match, and Bailey Ellis is going to see the final play of the game. He's going to try and attempt a 50-metre penalty goal, boys.
I don't know what are
your thoughts?
Well, he probably should get the distance. So now I'm just trying to do the sums, an 18-point victory or a 20-point victory.
Here it is. He moves in.
Oh, he's
puts
got
it flat and hard, and I think he's got it, boys. It's sensational kick from Bailey Ellis.
There's a 20-point victory. So if my sums were right, that it was a 46-point difference in between Muswellbrook and Scone, does that bring it down to 26 for next week or not? I don't know. So.
I don't know, but it was Heath Collins snapped an Achilles getting out there to tell Bailey Ellis what to do. He threw him the kicking tee, and that's finished the game up here. It hasn't been a bad game. It has been one filled with a few errors and a lot of turnovers. But I was very impressed with that. That was the quickest I've seen Bailey Ellis line up a goal all day.
Yeah, no, look,
it was a beautiful kick.
I think that's
absolutely brilliant.
That's the best I've seen his foot finish a game, to be honest.
It was flat and it was straight from 50 metres out. So the MRS scoreboard here today at Denman Oval, the full-time siren has gone. It is 40 points to 20 in favour of the Muswellbrook Rams over the Denman Devils. This is their last clash for 2018. For the Devils, they'll be looking for one game to go against Gruta Brankston next week, and that'll see their season out. For the Rams, they needed that. They have now secured the minor semi-final, and I think all 4 grades will be playing Bomber, if I'm correct,
all 4.
On minor semi-final day. The only thing we have to look at now is if Muswellbrook can score enough points and come away with a big victory against Scone next week, they might scrape into second place and get a major semi-final berth. But right now they've secured that third place on the ladder and a minor semi-final home series. So boys, do you want to wrap up? It's been a good day, thank you.
Yeah, I thought Muswellbrook's best. Zachy Webb played well, always busy out in the centres. Bailey Wooden was good. Bailey Taylor broke the game open when required. Jason Mackay scored a couple of tries, and them 2 tries might have been the difference between a loss or a draw or whatever. So, yeah, but Denman well served by the 2 Walker brothers. Isaac McCormick come into his own. Unfortunately, Nico got sin bin, but Nico was good in patches as well. So, Thanks, Reggie. Thanks, Banco. Good win by the Rams.
Thank you to you two, boys, for volunteering your time, for coming out again, and we'll be doing a lot more live online broadcasting next year. Of course, next week we're out. But well done to Trent Walker for taking out our Bengala player of the match, and that's it for the Bengala Group 21 first grade clash out here at Denman. Muswellbrook running out victors 40 to 20 on the MRS scoreboard. A quick thank you to Carrot Bowen and the collective for their music that they provided us, to Pertec, Muswellbrook and Singleton, to the MRS services, A+ Contracting, Muswellbrook Golf Club, Muswellbrook RSL Club for providing all that information. Of course, a big thank you to Bengala, and until the semi-finals, if we don't see you before him, we'll see you at the game.